What is up, nerds? It's me, your buddy, your pal, HeyArcher. In today's rambling with our good friend Anthony, we're going to be talking about some HBO Max shows that we need to see, but then we're going to talk about another show we really want to see, and then a sequel movie that we really don't want to see. So, sit down, pour yourself a drink, and enjoy HeyArcher rambling? Rambling with HeyArcher? I don't know. We got to figure out a way to really segue that. Either way, roll the intro. What is up, nerds? It's me, your buddy, your pal, HeyArcher. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But for those of you veterans of the show, of the channel, of the page, don't forget the new HeyArcher merch is out. Grab your mug, grab your shirt, your tank. I say this all the time. I thank you all. It's been a successful launch so far. And I look forward to coming out with more stuff for you all to have and show off. But today, we're bringing in the professional to help us deal with a little bit of rambling on here. Ladies and gentlemen, nerds and nerdettes, Anthony is in the house. Sir, how art thou today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm having my little specialty beer I told you about and just relaxing. It's a good day. How about you?
I just realized that. So, for those of you who can't see, because Anthony doesn't go on camera, why don't you explain the beer that you are having at the moment?
So it's called Secret of the Brews, and I always say this word wrong. There's a brewery in Jersey City that they're themed like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like that's their font type and their hops. They have I'll send you a picture. They have their hops a different shade of green. And each one has one of the bandanas from the turtles, from one of the turtles. Mm-hmm. And good stuff. And then they did this Secret of the Brews limited batch. My brother and a friend of ours, they both went to get it. And I'm finally, 3 weeks later, getting around to trying it. Mm-hmm. It is very green. And as you saw me, and actually when I poured it at first, it came out kind of blue. And I was very confused about what I was about to drink. But very hoppy, but not overly so, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And actually tastier than I would have thought. That I would have just been chugging this down all right, well, I paid for it, I may as well drink it. But I'm actually enjoying it. It's pretty good.
So actually, as you were mentioning it, I was like, ooh, I should have had a picture of it. So I actually, right now, you can't see it, but on the screen to my right, your left, is actually a picture of Secret of the Brews. But that's the part. Missed opportunities, because Anthony and I were kind of doing a little pre-show chat, and he opened it, poured it, as he mentioned, and neither of us knew it was going to be green. And it was kind of like whoa, what the hell, what's going on there? So, Secret of the Brews in Jersey, if any of you are in the tri-state area, check it out. This is not sponsored or anything, because they don't know we exist. So,
but they should. And actually, it's that was the beer run. It's Departed Souls Brewery is the actual guys.
Nice. All right, enough free advertisement for them. Yeah. So
you're paying it forward.
Yes, exactly. And hey, those of you who are sitting down and listening and enjoying a rambling, feel free, to take 2 minutes, go get yourself a drink, sit down, let's hang out, talking nerd shop here. But I also wanted to address something, because you're actually wearing a set as well. A lot of you have asked in, off social media. So again, HeyArcher and everything. You've asked, why am I wearing glasses all the time? And where'd you get those glasses? So at the moment, I am wearing actually blue light blockers. Because for some reason, I was like, I'm getting all this weird eye strain in the last month or so. And it's all the work from home and all the staring at the screen. So I got some blue light glasses that you can find a link down below to my Amazon affiliate link. Grab you a set. Anthony's actually wearing a pair now. Again, you can't see, so it's your loss. But Anthony seems to be enjoying them as well, from my understanding.
I am, yeah. They're I think kind of like what you mentioned. I've only been wearing them a few days, but yeah, my eyes don't feel as tired. I'm just constantly on my phone and on my devices running my life, and like everybody is these days. So
And
I'll try anything.
I was gonna say the other ones. I'm surprised you didn't beat me to them. Is the I got these glasses. Let me see. Everybody's been asking about my Tony Stark glasses.
Yep.
These are, in fact, not blue light blockers, even though there's a blue tint. Link will be down below, also on Amazon, actually, for a pretty good price. I think I only paid like $19 for them. So the Edith glasses. And actually, they come in different colors and styles, because I didn't even realize he was wearing the same frame glasses in every movie. I didn't catch that. So it's almost like each movie has a different color glasses. And like the one he gave Spider-Man, I think, were the red ones, the red tint.
I believe I'd have to rewatch it.
Yeah, it's one of those I didn't even catch it until I was looking for blue light glasses, and I was like, oh, I wonder if there's Tony Stark ones. So yeah, on today's episode of Rambling, we want to cover HBO Max, because now it's pretty much obvious that they're going to be acquiring the DC Universe app, and we want to also talk about another show we really want to see that doesn't exist, but we want to talk about something we don't want to see that currently does exist. So, Senor Anthony, why don't you roll them through your topics or your subtopics for the HBO Max section of the show?
Alrighty. So just like, obviously this isn't everything, but I was just, a couple shows for HBO Max, a Constantine show, and I forget the actor who's been playing him on TV, but he does a really good job on him, I think. So I'll have to look up his name. That's going to bother me now. I should have done that. Sorry. So anyway, a Constantine show,
yep,
a Raven show, and those two have a lot of crossover. I mean, Supernatural's been on for how many years? 15? Am I giving them too many years?
Wait, you're talking about Raven from Teen Titans?
Yeah, well, I guess I should have wait, yeah. Yeah, no, that's the same DC universe. Excuse me. Okay. Brain fart. Well, I'm also I should have also prefaced. Excuse me. I'm a poor guest tonight. Forget any continuity, forget any continuity that's already been out there. And in the case of Teen Titans or Titans, yeah, forget that altogether. Seeing as how that's seemingly null and void. Let them figure out continuity. But just in general, shows I'd like to see on HBO Max will figure out continuity. Constantine, Raven, like I was saying, in a world where Supernatural's been on as long as it has been, these shows can play off each other. They can branch off and try, and they can have different superheroes guest starring, like Constantine's been a guest star until recently on Legends of Tomorrow. Raven, she has a whole, ooh, now that beer's getting me. Raven has a whole history, or whole story, obviously, she can get into. And, you can branch off after Trigon. You can have her incorporate. She can even be operating out of the Titans Tower. You know what I mean? That'd be cool to see. Of course, I'm a Batman guy, so I just said a Batman family and a Gotham PD show. Separate, together, something. If you don't feel like, or maybe you don't think Nightwing can pull off his own movie, but you thought he was good enough for a Titan to be in Titans, which he was. Best part of that show for me, obviously. You can have him and Red Hood and all these guys, big HBO Max series. Very little CGI has to be incorporated into it. And it's all pretty much, street level crime stuff. You throw in the occasional powered villain and there you go. Gotham PD, kind of like how they did, I didn't read it, but I remember the premise of the comic a few years ago was basically, the police department of Gotham City going through things in a world where Batman and all these other crazy guys are running around. But they can even do what I wanted them to do with Gotham, the TV show, which was make it more of just if it's going to be pre-Batman, just like kind of like a Martin Scorsese mobster drama, or from the point of view of the police, I guess. But because I didn't like how they did it in Gotham, where all the crazies showed up and they kind of informed or molded Bruce into becoming this more extreme thing. That always was a sticking point for me. And then just three more that I just jotted down kind of at random. A Young Justice show, because I keep saying Teen Titans. Titans isn't working, but the premise of that, a young group of heroes coming together, could work. And in a world where, as we mentioned last time, maybe Zack Snyder's Justice League is back and they're the big screen, and maybe if HBO Max and the whatever universe they manage to salvage after Justice League airs on HBO Max, they could be, their sidekicks, and you don't want to give them, again, you don't want to give these guys a movie, give them a series where you can watch these characters grow and develop, and you don't have to call it Young Justice. You can, they don't do it on the cartoon. And then the last two, a Black Canary show. I just think she's a cool character. And, same type of thing. You can have her weave in and out of she can create a Birds of Prey type of show, have those people guest star, and eventually a team up, or however you want to do it. And then finally, we were talking about it. I really want to see it because they could do it right. Green Lantern's Corps, instead of just focus on the one Green Lantern, but bring in the Jim Henson Company. If anybody hasn't watched it, it's from the mid 2000s, so some of the graphics are a little bit dated. Watch Farscape. Did you ever watch Farscape?
Not in its entirety, but I've watched Farscape, yes.
Okay, so for the most part, it's all practical effects. Yep. It's all puppets and prosthetics and stuff like that. Yeah, it's set in space, so some of the space scenes are a little bit dated, but at the time it was great. So we were talking about how you can't really do that, like a lot of the stuff, the budget and whatnot. Go old school, go practical, and then you do have a big studio behind you, so you're practical. You spend your money on the prosthetics and whatnot. And then you just have to use a little bit of CGI, but because it's only a little bit of CGI, you can, blow some money on that to make that look really good. And you only have to use a little bit of CGI to touch up a mouth movement or something like that. That's my thoughts. Those are just a couple I thought about.
That's a lot.
You disagree? Yeah, well, I was worried. I'm always worried I won't give you enough content. So.
Oh no, trust me, that's a lot of content. No, sorry. So let me narrow down some of it.
Okay.
First question, and those of you at home may have the same question, same amount of questions. So actually, right now, write your comments down below. I know this is not live, but write your questions down below to those points, and I'd love to have Anthony and myself answer those to see if you had the same questions. So the first one, do you want all of those? I know the last one you noted it, but do you want all of those shows to be live action, and are they all actually shows, or are some of those movies?
I mean, I don't know. It's just like stuff I think could work on HBO Max if you wanted to do. I mean, I think movies are good, but I think a well-done series is better because you get time to flush it out. Because let's face it, in the movies, it's hard. You have to be paying attention to realize, oh, there's a time shift, or maybe there's no time shift. Like in Batman Begins, say he comes back and it seems like it's probably was a couple of months, but you don't get that feeling because you have to compress everything into the hour and a half, maybe 2 hour format. And especially in Dark Knight Rises, I think I read something where, it said it was supposed to be months because the timer countdown starts and blah, blah, blah. I think a series works better just to allow a natural progression. Like you don't have to have your final product right away, your final version of the hero right away, even though like Constantine's pre-set up. So whatever. But I mean, just because it's going to be on HBO Max, I would lean more towards movies, I would lean more towards a series to make it worth my while to keep paying however we're going to end up paying for this. And then you can do kind of like, I know it didn't work too well for a lot of people. It worked for me. The Defenders, where it's either a limited series that brings all these guys together for a big bad, or instead of a limited series, then you blow it on a movie budget, and it's not the Defenders, but Justice League Dark, the 2 hour HBO Max movie or something like that. Would be how I do it.
Do you want all of these to be live action, or can some of them be animated?
I mean, I'm okay with some of them being animated, but then just keep it. Say it's like we said last time. I want continuity. Say it's the same universe. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm okay with it being animated, like Green Lantern Corps. Like I said, that's going to be really tough. That would probably be your most expensive one. Make it animated if you want to. And then if you do a live action, either, cast the voice actor who you would still want him to be the live action actor. This way there's that continuity for the fans. Or, no, really there is no or. Just, like if you have Nathan Fillion voicing him again, get him in the gym and Nathan Fillion is your live action Green Lantern. So.
So,
but I'm okay with some of them being animated. That would be cost effective
yeah,
for them, and it would, be more enjoyable for
you can
us.
do
So
more.
we're not bitching about the shitty CGI.
No, and you can do more. I mean, you can. There's so much more you can do when you don't have to build out like the set and move everybody from place to place, and it's not all when it's animated. It doesn't all have to be nighttime shots, nighttime battles. Like, there's just so much more play involved in there.
Yeah, exactly. And also now in this world, it's probably easier to get animators together.
Yeah.
Just keep them distant and keep guys distant in the the recording booth. Excuse me. Just sucks that so much of this is predicated on how it's going to react, how it's going to go after Corona. But them's the breaks. But yeah, no, I'm not married to it all being live action. Just keep the continuity personally.
So the one burning question I have is, why do you have faith in them to do that now, when we've seen a lot of this in live action? And this is not like a sarcastic question, like legit, like, because I mean, a lot of them that you mentioned, we have or have had those shows. So we had Constantine. We've seen Black Canary in 2 versions now. We've seen in the movie and in the Arrowverse. We've had Titans already, which had some of the characters that would be in Young Justice, and we've had a Young Justice show. So what is it that you see in HBO now, or HBO at the moment, just so they don't get confused with names of streaming services? What do you see in HBO at the moment that you're like, they can succeed where the DC app, for example, because that's had most of it, where the DC app has completely failed?
It's the whole Snyder Cut, honestly. It's going back to that. If they're finally letting him come back into the fold, and again, this is hoping that they let him see it all the way through. If they're letting him finally come out and do that, maybe they're realizing that they meddled too much and made a mistake or whatever, and just.
Oh wait! You want Snyder to run all of this?
Oh no! Well, I'm just saying, like, the reason I'm saying all this and my faith or hope or whatever that they would get it right is because I'm taking the fact that they're saying, okay, we're going to do the Snyder Cut finally, is them realizing they screwed up by meddling too much. So maybe they give these characters another chance where they remove some of the interference that they would normally have done. I'm not even saying recast Black Canary. I'm saying if you take the woman who played Black Canary from the Harley Quinn movie, give her HBO Max series, because honestly, and it's nothing against her, if it's not Birds of Prey that she appears in next, I don't see them doing a big budget Black Canary movie based on the character we saw.
No.
You know what I mean? Because she was part of the ensemble. So that would be a case where, like, bring her in, hey, we're going to give you your HBO Max series, and that's where that character gets to shine. And then she, again, springboard her back to the big screen for the next Birds of Prey movie or something along those lines. Again, the whole Snyder Cut getting released, it's giving me hope that they're going to finally, maybe they learned their lesson and they want to do it right. And maybe I'm just giving them enough rope to hang me with. Who knows? I
mean, I think that the formula is already there, where it's like you said, this is the Defenders thing. Like, don't get me wrong, Daredevil was the best out of the 4 shows and significantly better in every way, shape, or form than all of the shows. So it's not like it works every time, but even those shows, when they weren't good, they were still better than what we had now. I think a lot of it does have to do with the rating, because it's on a paid service, so you can get away with it. But you don't need powered heroes to have a really good show. Like, that's where Daredevil was awesome, because like you had, it's just fighting, and there's a story, and they're humans, and they're just, it's easy to make that go on. The Supernatural association is a very good one for Constantine, because if you can get that show to go for, I want to say it's like 12 years, 10, 12 years. If you can get that to go, you can do Constantine with the same way. But Constantine, they already tried it. Now, you let DC and CW try that. It could be different now. Now that it has the fan base behind it, let it go with HBO, the more graphic, gory type of show. That could work for sure. The one that I struggle with, though, is going to be a Young Justice. I'm more a fan of them doing a Robin show, like you mentioned. But once they bring in Stargirl, which we'll cover Stargirl, but once they bring in Starfire and Raven and powered heroes like that, just because I've seen them mess it up already, and I've seen what happens when you do kind of cut on the budget a little bit, it's a struggle. Because all the movie studios are struggling now financially because they're just not filming anything. So I think cut the cost on CGI and go all the way in on hand-to-hand combat fighting. Batman the Animated Series. You had you had a first season that maybe had 4 villains out of like the 20 episodes that had real powers, but everybody else was just a human and you could just fist fight.
Yeah.
You can do that with a Gotham PD show. You can do that with a Nightwing show. So I think that's a good idea. I like those. I will, but I'm not going to lie. I have all the hesitation in the world because of what I've seen already.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand that. And like I said, part of me does share that with you, but also I'm reading, comment down below. Am I just buying way too much? Like, am I giving them way too much credit with this whole, they brought in Snyder, so right. They've learned their lesson.
It sounds like you think they're going to listen. You think like now,
I'm hoping they're going to listen. Yeah. They have some of the best characters that there are, and some of the great, great legacies, great, great stories. Like, okay, you take out like Jason Todd, right? Like we've talked about Jason Todd. Remove the fact of how stupidly he was brought back in the comics, right? Under the Red Hood, the movie, if they just did what they did, if they just said that. I guess I can spoil it. It's a 10-year-old movie, right?
Yeah.
In Under the Red Hood, the movie, Ra's al Ghul takes Jason's body. He's involved in Ra's is involved in using the Joker to distract Batman, and that's how he led to Jason's death. He feels bad about it. Takes him, dumps him in a pit. He comes back all fucked up.
Lazarus pit.
Lazarus pit, yes. Dumps him in a Lazarus pit. Jason's all crazy afterwards because he got blown up and beaten to death by a clown. And then he escapes, and they think he died again, but he didn't really die. Versus the comic book story where Superboy Prime was punching the wall that he was trapped in, and that altered reality.
Right.
The movie did a very nice job of cleaning that up. You take that and you use that in a live action show. You know what I mean? You have to tweak some things, is what I'm getting at. It can't be complete. Obviously, it doesn't work 100% from the comics because Superboy Prime punching the wall, that's a whole humongous story you have to do just to tell that properly, quote unquote properly. So take liberties as long as they're, don't be 100% a stickler. Don't be 100% trying to recreate the wheel. We saw how that worked in a certain other franchises movie. I think you would know what I'm talking about.
As you drink your green beer off screen. So all right. So for the sake of pacing, I'm going to. I like your enthusiasm for it. I'm just not on board until they give me one of those and do it well. It's gonna take that for me to be all
do one well. Yeah. And that's completely fair. Show me something for I mean, I hope they do that with the Snyder Cut.
Yeah. All right. So let's, I think we'll skip this part for now. So those of you listening, if you're new to the channel, of course, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. I would say if you make it past the 10-minute mark on any of these shows and you have not subscribed, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're enduring through our rambling. And I want you to listen to more rambling. So subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when all the new videos come out. So we're going to skip Stargirl for now. And at the end of this episode, we're going to do our quick review of it. I'm actually going to do a 2-minute review in real time, which is going to be quite a challenge. For those of you who are new, my 2-minute reviews are essentially that. I take a movie or a show and I remove it. Some of them I wish I could remove. I review it in 2 minutes or less. So that will be at the end of the show because Anthony has seen Stargirl as well. And we might let spoilers slip. So that's also why I want to put that at the end. So we wanted another show to come about, one that we actually both agree on. And it's going to be on the other team. It's going to be Disney. But more importantly, it's going to be Star Wars. And that's going to be a Luke Skywalker show. And I will say this, right? First of all, I think all of us, and Anthony, you can't see this. And those of you, if you're listening on the podcast, I apologize. On screen right now, I have a side-by-side of Mark Hamill in Empire Strikes Back as Luke Skywalker, next to Sebastian Stan, photoshopped into that photo, and I believe it's Photoshop. The only part that's photoshopped is they just put Mark Hamill's hair on his face. They don't change his face. And to steal from the mighty Bruce Buffer from the UFC, Mike Goldberg, who used to be on the UFC, they are virtually identical. So, I will say, Anthony, if you could be in the chair of Star Wars CEO for a day, one, would this be the show that you make? But two, if you make this show, what time period do you put it in?
Yeah, this is 100% the show I make with the actor.
Yeah.
I'll have to find it for you. I'll link it in the comment.
I would shred. Sorry to cut you off. I would actually get rid of the entire script of that Winter Soldier show that they're doing because I have no faith in that. I'd be like, all right, let's stop now and just do this show.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can talk about that another time.
Yeah.
That's 100% the actor and the show I would do.
Mm-hmm.
I think even Mark Hamill, I have to find it. I think on his Instagram, he even made a joke about him being like Sebastian Stan's father. Or something.
It was a Father's Day joke.
Yeah. So there you go. So if Hamill approved, or seemingly approved.
Yeah.
And as for the time period, I'm going to say jump around a little bit. Like don't go, obviously you can't go too close to The Force Awakens, but I don't need to see him right after Return of the Jedi either. You can jump around a little bit. Maybe Mandalorian is set 5 years after, maybe set 7, 8, 9 years after, or, this way you kind of establish him. Like, I don't want to see, in the same way that I don't need to see all the setup with certain heroes, I don't need to see all the setup with Luke Skywalker. We can establish in the crawl or whatever they want to do. We can establish what he's been up to. He's helping the New Republic get on its feet. He's also he's also trying to found a new Jedi Academy, things of that nature. I kind of want to see that. I also kind of want to see solo adventures, no pun intended. But really, it's got to just be, and I feel like they know they have to do this. I need Luke redeemed somehow, some way.
Yes.
Okay. There's really no redemption because we know where he ends up, but maybe there's a reason he ended up there. Maybe there's a reason he decided, beyond what they gave us in the movie, like a good reason he decided, okay, I got to lightsaber this little fuck, versus I should probably talk to him. Cause I think we've said before, if he, like in Star Wars, it's stupid. Have a conversation and some of your issues will go away. Hey guys, I had a vision that Anakin was going to, be the bad guy. Hey guys, I killed a whole lot of sand people because they killed my mother. Oh, okay. We got to talk about this, something more than that.
Yeah.
I want a good reason for him to have gone down that path, and I don't know, do you read the comics? Have you seen any of the official Star Wars comics?
I've not read them. I've watched videos breaking them down.
Okay. So like they have some great moments in there. Yeah. Like, did you see the one where Boba Fett tells Vader the name of who blew up the Death Star?
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
That was cool. They did one where after it's like set immediately after Empire Strikes Back, where Luke is apparently seemingly has no connection to the Force because he's so shocked by what Vader had said about him being his father. They have some great moments. You can make those live action. That would be cool. But if you can have your own great moments. I want more live action great moments like the comics have been giving us. I think the character deserves it. I think we deserve it.
Yeah.
I won't get into the whole thing, but obviously, wrapping up a 30, 40 year story, you didn't handle. They know they didn't handle it right.
No.
So do something. You give the fans some fan service and give us a good Luke, like we were promised at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Well, the part that's trippy is, I mean, I agree with everything you said. Everything you said there, I agree. The part that's trippy is we have a prime example of a movie. Sorry, we have a prime example of a series that can redeem a movie, and that's Clone Wars redeeming Revenge of the Sith. Like,
yes.
Nobody liked that movie. Nobody liked the movie. Upon its original airing. And shameless plug again, I have a video on how Clone Wars ruined but then saved Revenge of the Sith. The cliff notes on that video, if you want to watch the full thing, go ahead. The cliff notes on that are the guy who created Tarkovsky. I always mess up his name, Tarkovsky or whatever. The guy who made Samurai Jack, his version of Clone Wars, the animated series, was amazing. And even set up Grievous perfectly. And then when you watch the movie, none of what happened in that show, fight-wise, whatever, it all just fell off. Like, it's like the people who made the movie didn't talk to people making the cartoon. So it set up Revenge of the Sith to fail. Then you have the Clone Wars cartoon, which starts off really bad, and they go, screw it, adults are watching it, let's just cater it towards them. And that development of Anakin Skywalker is what, when you go back and watch Revenge of the Sith, you're like, okay, this makes sense now. Like, all of this makes sense because the Jedi just shit on him the entire time. Like, it all kind of comes together. So doing a Luke Skywalker show could 100% make Luke in the sequel trilogy somewhat redeemable. There are certain things in that sequel trilogy I don't think they can redeem.
Yeah.
It like the Sidious thing, like, I don't think you can save that. Like, you can try, but there's like that battle at the end, there's no redeeming that. With Revenge of the Sith, at least you had a battle at the end that no matter how you looked at it, it was a dope battle. It only just made it better by seeing them grow as brothers throughout the Clone Wars. There's nothing you can do to save that battle in freaking Rise of Skywalker. But
no.
A live action show, I think Sebastian Stan could do amazing work in that show. The things I want out of that show personally is I want that to be short, the style of Mandalorian, where it's maybe 6 or 7 episodes per season, because I want them to be able to put more time and effort into the graphics and everything. I don't want any 22 episode seasons out of this. I do want this to take place after Return of the Jedi. That's where we differ. Because I think the comics do such a good job. Let the comics roll that. Let them be the pre-Return of the Jedi and let the live action be post. I think they can work in tandem very well that way. Mm-hmm. But Clone Wars, actually, to go back to that really quickly, Clone Wars proved that even though you knew the end result of characters, you can still make a show where you give a shit about the characters.
Yes.
Because you knew 99% of people who were going to die and were going to die before the final season, and it still was awesome. So that in itself, proves that. But I want it post Return of the Jedi, and you know what? I want Sebastian Stan and Luke Skywalker to not come out as a show off the gate or off the jump. I want him to cameo in Mandalorian, and then that's your jump off point for his own show. And I don't want him. I don't want it to be a cameo where he's in there interacting with Mando. I think what's nice about this series is it involves characters that, for the most part, are separated from the Skywalker mess. Aside from Ahsoka now going to be on the show, but I think it'd be cool if they're like watching a hollow thing of Luke Skywalker. Like, we defeated the Empire, we're rebuilding the Republic. If somebody knows is a Jedi, come see us. Like all that kind of stuff. So that's what I want out of that series. I don't know. What do you think about any of that stuff?
I'm good with it. Like I said, I wasn't saying it had to be before Return of the Jedi. I was saying I just wasn't sure if we wanted it to be further from Return of the Jedi, just to make sure there's no overlap with Mandalorian or any conflicts like that. But
I mean, he could even
I think
be
we're on the same page.
I mean, the thing too that you can even do is like, you know, even if you want to expand as the series goes on, if you want to expand on the Kylo Ren stuff, I mean, there is a comic book for that. But if you want to expand on it more, like, you know, maybe Luke had to kill Kylo Ren because Kylo Ren had killed like 3 Jedi in training by mistake. You know, like you can really beef up how dark this kid got. And with the Knights of Ren and all that stuff.
I agree. I'd even like to see why he went the route of quote unquote pure Jedi. Because I would have thought after Return of the Jedi, you know, and especially now, I mean, okay, not after my first viewing, folks, but after all the other stuff, after all the other content we've gotten with Ahsoka, where she's realizing pure Jedi isn't the way to go,
right?
But neither is pure Sith,
right?
You know, there's the gray Jedi. Why did you ultimately decide, no, fuck it, I'm a Jedi? You know what I mean?
But see, here's where you're fucking up. Because right now you're trying to talk about Luke in continuity. You're trying to talk about Luke as though you've watched these movies. Luke Skywalker, the entire time, has been the optimist. Luke Skywalker, the entire time, has been the Jedi way is the way. The Jedi way can overcome. And the problem is that when you watch the movies, the sequel trilogy, all of a sudden he's not the optimist anymore. So you built him up as this thing for, what is it? What did they say, 35 years? You built him up as this type of person who's like, no, there is good in you. There is good in everybody. The Jedi are good. Like that's been his thing the entire time. And they throw the wrench in it, but at the end of it, and it's like, you can't do that. I'm not even a freaking producer. That's not good storytelling, you know?
Okay, touche. Sorry.
No. I was being sarcastic saying that because you know the source material.
No,
that's why you're
right.
saying that.
I mean, you're definitely right. Yeah.
And at the end of Return of the Jedi, like when you're watching that, if anything, he should be like, I'm gonna go, kind of gray Jedi, do my own thing, try not to repeat the sins of the father. You know, so you're correct on that. Because you know the source material, and the thing I always will hate is people will be like, oh, you fucking like. You shouldn't have to read books and do all that stuff to know how the character is. Dude, that's all. That's just 3 movies. In 3 movies, you learn that about Luke Skywalker. There is no, I had to read this, listen to this, watch. No, that is his character. His character it's what they said in Return of the Jedi. No, there is good in him. That is the essence of Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Sorry, I get heated.
He's the optimist. It's all good. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. I will say I want to see. I mean, again, they can't do it. They can do it. I don't know. I didn't read much of the expanded universe, so I apologize in advance. But Mara Jade, I believe is her name.
Yeah.
Bring her in some way, shape, or form. Bring in some of that old expanded universe, not as it was, but like, you know, I think Rey was like. Was Rey a combination of somebody from the expanded universe, or was Kylo Ren? Kylo Ren definitely was. Yeah. There were children of Han and Leia. Yeah,
he was Ben Solo. Oh well, actually no, he's Ben Solo, but he's a combo of the Solo's kid and a combo of the Skywalker's kid.
Oh, okay. So the old expanded universe worked. The little bit I read, it worked. Certain elements of that could definitely, you know. Bring her in. Let's see a Luke that, you know, I don't know.
That could send. I mean, and hey, even that in itself, like imagine if they're like, it turns out that Mara Jade is the one that pulled him to the dark side, and that's where Luke's like, wow, like maybe you can't beat it. You know, I saved Anakin, but that was 1 out of 5 people I've lost, or 7 if you count the Knights of Ren, and you know, like there's so much you can do with that. It'll save some of it. It could save some of it for sure.
I think so. And it would just be casting for Mara Jade. Throw her the money. Get Scarlett Johansson, because we're not going to see a Bucky Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
Get her in there.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
So before we jump into we'll jump into the next one, actually, because he's involved in Star Wars as well. The other thing, too, quickly, that's what I was going to say. I watched a video online where Kathleen Kennedy was saying she's like, it's hard. It's hard to come up with these movies because you're just developing a new story on the fly. It's not like Harry Potter. It's not like Lord of the Rings where there are books that you're using as reference material. And the person who made the video just overlays all the expanded universe shit. Like it's just like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's not terribly hard because Lucas did it back in the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah.
And he was his own reference material or whatever, lady. Don't try to cover your ass for rushing stuff to meet arbitrary deadlines and profit margins.
It's all about the profit margins on that one. And the thing is, they don't realize that, and I hate going on that tangent, but they don't realize that you can make the profits if you just fucking listen to the fans in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Look at again, jumping back, look at WB. They're going to get so many subscribers to HBO Max just because of all of us idiots who want to see the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
And instead of now paying whatever a movie ticket costs, we're going to pay for a month of HBO Max, which they can charge whatever. And, some people are going to pay it for that 1 month.
Just for the 1 month.
Exactly. So you've made that in 1 month off of all of us, and there's your profit.
Better maximize that, though, and have something else locked and loaded. Better maximize that.
Yeah. Otherwise, that second month is going to hurt big time.
Yeah. So let's wow, we're coming up on 45 minutes already. That's the joys of rambling. So last two things on the show. Again, if you made it this far, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about all this stuff, especially when it comes to Star Wars. We get very passionate about Star Wars because that's been the most blatant slap in the face in a long time. But somebody who's involved in Star Wars actually is our good friend Harrison Ford. And despite our better judgment, when we keep thinking that it's merely a rumor, it seems like out of left field every couple months, they're like, hey, by the way, Indiana Jones 5's coming. So this is the movie that I mentioned in the beginning we don't want to see. Now, Anthony, feel free to prove me wrong on that one, but I believe you don't want to see it either. True or false?
True. After Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, and it's not even because he doesn't have the chops anymore.
Right.
But all the rope I'm giving the Snyder Cut, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull took away from Steven Spielberg and company when it comes to Indiana Jones.
You know what? So one of the things I just thought of this. One of the things about that movie, which I still haven't seen in its entirety, which I can get ridiculed for. I feel like there's no need to watch it in its entirety. One of the things is that it lost its way as far as an Indiana Jones movie, and the dude's just old, right? So there's no getting past that. So for years, people have said, just make the next movie another Raiders, right? With him and somebody else. You can't do Shia LaBeouf because he's already screwed that up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's his fault or if it was just the writing. But if there's somebody to come in and make this movie be a carbon copy of another Indiana Jones movie and somehow make it graphically good, screw it. Bring in J.J. Abrams to do it. I say just let that man come in, do an Indiana Jones movie. It's going to be a direct copycat of one of them. And he'll make it graphically good, and then he'll kill off Harrison Ford again. And, maybe for nostalgia reasons, he finds a way to make it a decent movie.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or you're just over. Like, you're like, there's no shot.
Which is, I don't know if ironic, which is whatever, considering all the slack I just gave all these other guys. But yeah, I don't know. I think Indiana Jones, as the iterations we're used to with Harrison Ford, I don't want to see them reboot it, but I feel like that might be the only way to potentially make it good again, is if you start from scratch. But again, there's, go back and make it the same time period. There's plenty of other stories you can do. I don't need a Wrath of Khan redo like with Star Trek 2 or Into Darkness, whatever the hell they called it.
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, I know. Abrams again. But
that's his wet dream. If somebody's like, hey, I need you to copy Steven Spielberg, like to a T though. Like, don't even pretend like you're not, because we know you're always doing it. But like this time for real, we need you officially to copy.
Yeah, he'd be like, done.
He's like, I already got 5 scripts. I already got 5.
And he brings Tom Cruise in out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
No, he brings
he did
Simon
a
Pegg.
couple, I think his company was on a couple of the Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
They're and Tom Cruise just doesn't age, so he could play Indiana Jones until we die and still be doing it.
But you know what was screwed up? You know, the same way that the Kingsman kind of screws up James Bond a little bit because it's more hip, you know, compared to James Bond. If they actually do release Uncharted with Tom Holland, if they were to reboot Indiana Jones, I think the Tom Holland Uncharted would ruin Indiana Jones. Because it would be modern for one. Like you can't do a modern Indiana Jones and not try to make it look like Uncharted. It wouldn't work. No. It wouldn't work.
Plus, modern Indiana Jones, you can argue, was done with the Tomb Raider movies.
Yes. Yeah.
Not necessarily done well. Right. I didn't see the last one.
I should watch that.
I don't think so.
I should watch that.
Is it good?
No, I haven't seen it. But I'm saying I should watch it.
You're saying I.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
I did see both Angelina Jolie ones because, you know.
I forgot about the second one.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. For whatever reason, as much optimism and hope as I have for all the DC movies, they totally squandered it with Indiana Jones after that last one.
Yeah.
Plus, yeah, like, you know, not for nothing, he's old, so
he don't give a shit.
To see him running around and he definitely doesn't give a shit. But to see that was his condition for doing Star Wars again.
Yeah, kill me.
Kill me and give me Indiana Jones 5. Oh,
really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I feel like I read that when it came out because people were like, why the hell are you coming back? You wanted to be killed off for so long. Why would you come back? Indiana Jones 5.
There's somebody else you reminded me of. I don't want to ruin it in case people haven't seen Picard yet. But similar,
I haven't, so.
Similar kind of shit happens over there. All right, so let's go into the last segment of our show. Again, thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. We want your input on all of these. Comment section, hit us up on there. And of course, like I said at the beginning of the show, the HeyArcher store is live. So if you want to grab any merch, head over there and purchase yourself some. Purchase yourself some. Is that? I feel like that's not correct. I'm trying to be
head over to the store at HeyArcher.com and purchase yourself some sweet gear.
There you go.
Yeah. Even though I stuttered on the purchase, sorry about that.
You still got it out there, though.
Yeah.
I feel like we should make some sort of rambling shirt.
We can do that.
I'll let you come up with that one. You come up with it, and then you get the proceeds. There you go.
Nah.
You'll get the whole
proceeds. Look at the
whole.
Buddy.
You get the whole dollar. Funny story before we get into the last part. So today was the day I was going to make a video where on my vision board, and again, spoiler alert, I always drop all the spoilers in these longer shows because I feel like the true fans are the ones watching these shows. Mm-hmm. I was going to release a video today, and I'll still, I guess, fake it, where on my vision board, I can actually cross off, make $15 for a burrito. So I finally made $15 doing all this stuff. And I was going to say how, I now crossed something else off my list. Because my list is like, number one, of course, is the countdown of Joe Rogan. So being on Joe Rogan is number one. Right. Then you have the 500 subscribers. You have merchandise. I want to go on vacation. That's actually unrelated to HeyArcher. I've just not been on vacation in like 9 years.
Ouch.
Be on the sneaker shopping show that's on Complex. And the last one was make $15 doing HeyArcher in general to buy a burrito. So today I did that.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. But I was too much of a fatty and I just ate the burrito. And then I was done. I looked up at the vision board and I was like, oh, that's right. I was supposed to like cross it off and then eat the burrito. So, yeah, whatever. All right. So, Stargirl. Now,
yes,
I owed everybody a 2-minute review on that. I apologize to all of you for not doing that yet. I replaced the 2-minute review of Stargirl with a 2-minute review of how Stella got her groove back. I've gotten really good remarks on that one because I compared it to Predator, and I think I did a very good job. But I want to do the 2-minute review now of Stargirl. So, Anthony, you've seen it as well.
Yes.
And you've seen both episodes.
Yes.
I've only seen the first one.
Okay.
So, Stargirl, a lot of you, I feel, have not watched it. So, I want us to both do a 2-minute spoiler-free thing of Stargirl. Now, I'm going to put myself on the timer first. I've never done a 2-minute review like in real time. So, I'm curious if I can actually do it without editing, which is interesting. So, I'm going to keep the timer on the screen. And then, Anthony, if you want to take up the challenge, I will challenge you to give us a 2-minute review of Stargirl.
I'll do my best.
And then I'll just cue you in on when the 2 minutes are up.
Okay.
All right. Actually, I'm going to test something here. I'm judging on your face, you heard that.
I did hear that.
Okay. So that's going to be the sign. I'm going to play that when you run out of time.
Okay.
And maybe as a 10-second warning, I'll do that.
Okay.
So you get the Nani, and then you'll be called an idiot when you run out of time.
Fair enough.
All right. So, again, this is going to be a spoiler-free 2-minute review of Stargirl. For those of you watching just this segment, welcome to HeyArcher. Like, comment, and subscribe. Merch in the store. All right. 2-minute review. Episode 1 of Stargirl, spoiler-free, starting now. So, Stargirl came out. I had no idea it was even going to come out in general. Turned it on. The first thing I will say is the show does not look like a TV show. I thought I was watching a movie about 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in, even half an hour in. I thought I was watching a movie. They put a lot into this, and I thought it was really good. Now, I've not seen the second episode, so I won't talk on that, and I will not spoil the first episode. But I will say it looks like they put a lot of money into the show, and I'm not sure if that's because they're like, maybe this can save all of the DC problems that we have going on. The show does a great job of just quickly giving you the backstory of how Stargirl's powers come to be. They do a great job of setting up what the pacing of the show will be, which, like any season 1 of any show, it's the person learning how to use their powers and become a hero and all that stuff. Do a great job of that. But what I loved about it was in the first episode, they kind of get straight to it on the powers, on the villains, and on where the show is going. If I'm to complain about anything, because again, on HeyArcher, that's all I like to do is complain about stuff. The show being on the DC app, I like it because I have the DC app. It's only going to be the first like 2 or 3 episodes, I think. I don't think it's going beyond that. So now, if anybody that's at home is watching it on the DC app, once they get to like episode 3 or 4, they now have to go to a CW and watch it. I think that's a big mistake. I think keep it on the DC app, break your contracts, doesn't even matter. And then that way, when it goes to HBO Max, the show lives over there as well. But so far, episode 1, I was very impressed, and I cannot wait for episode 2. And just like in every first episode of 2-minute reviews, it's going to go longer than that because Anthony will get his chance as well. So let me play the ending thing. That was my 2-minute that I hit the ending of it.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I'll give you a chance before you do your 2-minute review on it.
Okay.
Do you feel the same way about any of that, what I said? You don't have to go into detail yet if you don't want, but did that sound like...
Yeah. There are definitely some similarities, some things I was going to say that I agree with you on this to kind of try to save myself some time and keep in time.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So let me know when you're ready, sir.
Okay, sure. Hit it.
Anthony's
Spoiler-free.
Anthony's very first spoiler-free 2-minute review starts now.
Okay, so like you, I agree with, I like how it looked. I liked how it felt. I thought it was very well done. I thought it was very not TV show feeling. I thought it was kind of cinema-esque. I like what they did, how they showed us in the beginning. They showed us the backstory with other people. That got me hooked. That made me want to see more about those people. But then I did get involved, and I did get into the Stargirl story. There are some things about it that I was just like, oh, maybe it's because I'm so far removed about, okay, we're going to be in the high school hero again. And she's kind of young and whatever. But like I had said before, that could set up, that gives you longevity if they keep doing it right. So I have to wait and see on that one to see if it really bothers me. But overall, it actually, the nitpick stuff I'll get to, but for the most part, I'm actually surprised I liked it as much as I did. And I've seen episode 2. It kept me hooked in episode 2, so I'm going to keep going to episode 3. I don't like that I have to go to CW now, but whatever. DC, figure it out. And yeah, keep whatever. If you're transferring it totally to CW, keep the budget going. It's interesting. It has some issues. It's the first episode of a first season of a brand new show. Who knows where it fits into the Arrowverse or the DC universe? We'll find out together. Check it out. Done.
You actually did it in under a minute.
Crap.
I mean, sorry. You did the whole review in a minute and a half. I think I turned off the timer, but you had like another 30 seconds to go, and you didn't even need it.
Oh, I should have started a timer here. I was trying to talk and keep count in my head, and I can barely walk and talk. So, yeah,
that was good though. I like that. Yeah, it's confusing because you don't know where you're supposed to watch the show. You don't know where it's going. My FaceTime says it's poor connection, and I can't see your face. So at some point you will jump back in, I'm guessing. Don't worry about it. I still hear you anyway.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
It's the end of the show anyway. It's fine. Yeah. See, so you know what? You still end up getting... You ruined the show, Anthony. You ruined it.
No need to make the shirt now. We're never going to do rambling again.
I forgot I even had a...
Boo! Boo! Rubbish! Filth! Slime! Muck!
Princess Bride?
Boo!
Yes.
Boo!
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But no, I think Stargirl has a lot of potential, and I think if it fails, it's going to be because DC can't get their stuff together as to where you're supposed to watch it.
Yeah.
That's it. I think that's purely it. Any final remarks on anything we covered, or anything you want to plug, or you need to just vent?
Not plug, but just another comment on Stargirl, and not spoiler, but you've seen the poster, you've seen her costume, right?
Right.
Given they're going very comic accurate for the costume,
yep.
And just in terms of like if it's it's a live action show, we have to deal with the fact that eventually she's probably going to get shot at or attacked or something. Mm-hmm. That is a dumb outfit. Booty shorts and her midriff exposed. If I'm remembering the photo right, let me.
Yeah, you're right.
Have it up.
Wait, so
you're terrible superhero costume from a protection standpoint.
But you're saying that from what the show would try to be doing, or from a comic accurate?
Comic accurate, it's terrific from the comic accurate standpoint. But I'm saying it's a live action. In the same way I said take liberties with some of the other things we had talked about.
Wait. So I guess to clarify that. So you're saying that because it's live action like the Arrowverse, because those shows took a more realistic view towards things, you'd want this to do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying she has to wear, like, keep it, red, white, and blue and whatnot, but a costume that just covers her hips and her chest. While those are vital areas to protect in anybody, her abdomen seems to be exposed and her legs, so shoot her in the leg and, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, no, that's accurate. So. But hey, you know what? That's a lose-lose, because if they didn't copy it from the comics, we'd complain just the same.
True. And also, like I said, I think I got it out before I got cut off. It's the pilot episode, so maybe after 2 or 3 episodes, Luke Wilson's character will be like, no. We'll see.
That's true. Awesome. And yeah, I actually, to one of the comments you made, I want to see those other heroes, because I see there's a lot of people who cosplay as some of the other heroes on the show. Those of you watching, you can see a picture to the side. If you're listening, I am sorry. But up there you have like Owlman, I think. No, Owlman is Watchmen.
Hourman.
They had Black Cat. Is that the name?
No, Wildcat. They had Wildcat.
Yes.
Hourman, Dr. Midnight.
Yes.
Starman.
And these are all.
Did they show the Flash?
No, they showed Hawkman and Hawkgirl.
Did they show them, or was that in the photo?
It's the picture. It's a photo.
Okay, yeah. And you saw the Flash. You did see the Flash in the photo.
Oh, yeah. So they show a lot of characters that, for me, I want to see in live action because, one, people cosplay them all the time, so I'm guessing the books have been good. I just haven't read them. But two, some of them, especially these characters, they were in Justice League Unlimited. And Justice League Unlimited did a great job with all of these characters, and I want to see them in live action. Actually, after we watched Stargirl episode 1, I showed Joel Justice League Unlimited. He had never seen it. And I showed him the episode with Stargirl when her, Stripe, Green Lantern, and Supergirl go to the center of the Earth, and Supergirl loses her powers. They fight Metallo. It's a very good episode. And it's about Stargirl. And I'm like, the Justice League Unlimited, I guess quickly to rant on that, Justice League Unlimited, once they determined these are adults watching these shows, actually at the time, your audience was like 16 to like 40. Now it's going to be like probably 25 to whatever. But at that time when we were younger, so that was Justice League Unlimited was on, I want to say, Saturday afternoons at one point, and then it moved to Sunday night, and then it ended up moving to Saturday night before Adult Swim. As they followed their audience, they matured the show, and also were like, hey, you know what? We can do shows that don't involve Superman and Batman every time. And the show succeeded, and it made a lot of great characters that now, Black Canary and Green Arrow, they got popular off that show. They were not popular prior to that. Yeah. So Justice League Unlimited did a lot of amazing things for a lot of characters. It made Jon Stewart the most popular Green Lantern.
Yes.
So being that a lot of these characters were on that show, I really want to see how they do in live action.
I'll have to rewatch that. I don't remember the Center of the Earth episode. I do like the episode, if I can, real quick. They have I can't remember exactly who, but they have like the Phantom Stranger and some other of the quote unquote B-listers who are still in the Justice League go to do a parade that Superman is too busy to make, and the general from the season where the general character that's with Amanda Waller and saying that the Justice League is too out of control and whatever, he takes a serum, becomes a Hulk-like character, crashes the parade to try to call out Superman so he can kill him, and he basically wipes the floor with all the heroes because they're not superpowered. It's like Stargirl, Stripes, Phantom Stranger, even that
the cowboy dude. The cowboy
Arsenal.
dude with the gun is there.
Yeah. So,
yes.
I do, but I'm agreeing with you. I liked how they introduced characters, not just the core 7, and that to me was a really good episode. Yeah, showcasing some of the not core 7.
That is a good episode, man. Shout out Justice League Unlimited, man. That show was fucking so good.
Yeah, bring it back.
Good. So good. No, don't even bring it back because they don't bring back anything. They don't bring it back in a good way. They
all right. Clearly, bring it back in a good way.
All right. Good luck to them on that. Well, hey. It was a fun episode once again.
Yes, thank you.
I thought we would get this done in 35 to 40 minutes, but that inherently is why we call it rambling, because we just ramble. And I love every minute of it. So once again, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Hopefully someday down the road, Anthony has his own show, and I can tell you to watch his show as well. But until then, you can always find him here on Rambling. I got to find a way to like phrase that. Like, is it HeyArcher's Rambling with Anthony, or just Rambling on HeyArcher with Anthony? Like, there's too many names in there. I got to figure that out. But, hey, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about those shows in the comment section. Hit the bell so you get notified when the new videos come out. And again, all of you who watch these longer form shows, I consider you the insiders. Or you're in a circle. So I have an unboxing. I have a large box of Converse sneakers that showed up, so I'll unbox those. HeyArcher Live will be on Thursday evening. It won't be in the afternoon. It's probably going to be around 6 or so. And normal viewing week, I guess. I don't know. If Anthony wants to do another one, we'll do another one. We'll see. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace.